Hey girl, how you doing? Hey FamBam, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Esther J. Be sure to subscribe down below to notifications that when you decide a single video from me. Okay, so back with another foundation test video. And in today's video, we're going to be testing out the new Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation. Okay, this is the outer box, this is the inside. I don't know why I had to hold it up like that. So if you're new to my channel, I basically do a foundation test where I test out different foundations according to their claim, and I provide my recommendation for oily combination skin and oily skin, actually all skin types in general. So if you're interested in things like that, make sure you subscribe down below. And I also do other videos as well, like makeup videos or makeup tutorial, whatever, because we're all like learning together, you know. So yeah, so let's just jump into this, okay, before my camera keeps messing up. All right, and I can't find my wig. Girl, I can't find my wig. I've been looking everywhere for it. This specific black wig that I wanted to wear, I can't find it. So I decided to throw on a scarf because it's already after 11 and time is going. So yeah, I can't find my wig. Anyway, I've already swatched this foundation on the back of my hand. On the back of my hand and also on my arm right here, and it's still here, and I'm gonna overlay it later on. But let's just start with the specs of the foundation itself. Let me just use the box because they did write on the box, which is great, which means I don't have to go online to go and read it. So they said a hydrating foundation with skin perfecting medium beautiful coverage for natural healthy looking skin. They said it's ideal for all skin types. The hyaluronic acid is known to hydrate and support healthy looking skin, which we all know. It's infused with coconut water as well, which they say it's known to support hydration and skin softness. Nice, I do like that. And it comes in a 30 ml bottle or 1.00 fluid ounce. They said it's oil free, it's vegan, it's dermatologist tested, and with direction they said prep the skin with Pretty Fresh primer. We don't have that. Use Pretty Fresh blending sponge or brush to apply and blend into the skin. We do not have that. So the foundation itself, I'm just gonna look at my notes, comes in 42 shades, and I picked up the shade Deep Dark 185W. In the no filter foundation range, I used Deep Dark 185 as well, so I decided to pick the same shade up. Unfortunately, I've already finished that and I actually forgot it's already finished, so I didn't order a new one. Okay, and I also don't have the packaging anymore, so I'm so sorry I won't be able to show you the shade comparison. But yeah, so this shade is the first shade in the Deep Dark series, and there's 6 shades after the shades. It also costs $16 US. I can't tell you the UK or US or Australian price because we have to buy it in the US currency and whatnot. Okay, so the foundation itself, this is the packaging, this is the outer box. It's nice and kind of peachy pink, which is cute, whatever color that is. And the actual bottle itself is it glass? I think it might be glass, or glass/plastic. I think it might be glass. Yes, it is, and it has a pump as well, which is great. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it all over my face using what is this called? A sponge. They said sponge or a brush. Maybe I'll use a brush on one side and a sponge on the other side as usual. Okay, so the shade itself I found quite intriguing because in the bottle it looks doesn't want to look a little bit pinkish undertone. They describe it to be a warm undertone foundation. So yeah, it did look warm when I swatched it on the back of my hand and also on my arm. And I also did a swatch comparison with the KVD with the KVD Vegan Beauty True Portrait Foundation in shade 078, which matches me really nicely. And I also swatched the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in the shade 365 Deep Golden, which also matches me really nicely. And it looks like the Colourpop foundation and the L'Oreal foundation wants to match really, like they actually similar, if not the same. But I feel like the L'Oreal one is more warm and more golden than the Colourpop one, but they're very, 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 very similar. This is it with the light brightened. So once again, the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Foundation, the KVD Vegan Beauty True Portrait Foundation, and the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. So it shouldn't be an issue with me using the shade on my face. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on my plate right here. I just pumped 3 pumps. And let's apply it with a sponge. It's not watery or anything, just in case you're wondering, which is cool. Like, it's not droopy. And just in case you're wondering, no, I didn't forget. I've already applied my primer, and I used the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. It doesn't have any scent at all. That's cool. The shade is really good. It's So that's the side with a sponge. Let's go ahead and apply it on this side with a brush. I'm actually using the powder brush, which is still alright because it's nicely tapered. Wow. Okay. Wow, that's very radiant looking, huh? I do like the side with a brush, and I also do like the side with a sponge. Like, it applies really nicely. It's non-streaky at all, and it's just blending into my skin effortlessly with no issue. Like, I literally applied both sides in no time, which is great, and I used all 3 pumps. Speaking of the amount that I used, we can see here that we're sitting on a bit of a light, natural light coverage. You know, we can still see all my blemishes up here, and I didn't color correct and whatnot today at all, so we can see all my blemishes here and my dark shadow right here as well, which is not bad, especially if you're into coverage like this. You know, just want to put something on and set it with a powder and go. Okay, now speaking of setting with powder, we can see that the foundation itself looks radiant, you know, illuminating. It looks luminous. So we might need to set it, but we're just gonna let it set itself. But before that, I want to go ahead and build up the coverage. Let's use a brush first to show if it's gonna be easy to build up with a brush. So let's do it on my forehead. Okay, that built up nicely, like no qualms at all. And by the way, when you use a brush like this, all you have to do is just lightly tap it, literally. So that built up really nicely. I actually really like that. Should I just finish it off with a brush? Oh, let me go with a sponge. All right, so here we go. I'm just gonna go over it with a brush and just try to reduce the luminosity a bit. I think that kind of reduced it a little bit, but I might go over it again with another sponge that actually doesn't have the foundation itself on it. But right now, it's, wow, my skin, I look like I just doused myself in water, you know what I mean? It's glowy. I actually like the appearance of this. I just tried the Pretty Fresh concealer and I wasn't a massive fan of it. It only looked better after I set it with a powder, you know, but this one right now is looking nice and natural looking, you know. I like it, and the shade is not bad, is it? Let's go over it with a sponge that doesn't have any foundation on it to just reduce the luminosity a bit more before I go ahead and set it with a powder. I hardly set my foundation with a powder, you know what I mean? But if I feel like a foundation needs it, I'll just go over the rest of my face with my face powder after I've like concealed, highlighted, and contour and whatnot, you know. So let's go ahead and just dab it and just see if we can reduce the luminosity and see if this foundation will need setting powder. So I've just dabbed it on one side, so the radiance has really subsided. Why am I trying to use big words? So the luminosity has really gone down, you know what I mean? I'm trying to use big words and just trying to flex. I don't know why. So the radiance, liquid, or whatever has gone down. I usually slip into Nigerian accent when I'm effing up. All right, so the luminosity has thank God the way I went back to seriousness. Whew. So the luminosity has gone down a lot more. Oh, I just dropped the foundation. So the luminosity has gone down a lot more on this side, as you can see, and on this side it's still there. So let's just go ahead and finish it up with a sponge that has no product on it. Yes. Oh, this is what I would like my face to look like. I know I say this all the time when I'm trying a new foundation that I seem to be loving, but like, this is what I would like my face to look like. I need to, oh, I just touched my mic, I'm sorry. I need to go and speak to a dermatologist or dermatological, whatever they're called, skin esthetician, to try and help me remove the blemishes on my forehead, because look at this evilness. Ah. Hi. Okay, as you can see, as you can tell, I'm loving the foundation so far, mainly because of the appearance. Now, in terms of how it feels very tacky on the skin, but when I touch it, it's not leaving a mark. Or is it? No, it's not. Oh, it is a little bit. Well, it's not lifting off the foundation though, which is more important. And obviously I haven't set it yet. So without setting it yet, I'm just gonna go ahead and do my concealer and highlight, and I might contour a little bit, just a little bit. I'm using a Fenty Beauty Match Stick in the shade Espresso, just to do a light one, because this face needs a little bit of a chiseling because of all the food we have been eating. And I'm gonna use the brush to just dab this in. I'm just concealing / highlighting with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer in the shade 370. I'm gonna use the brush to kind of just blend things over and just smooth things over, you know, marry things together a bit more before I set it. All right, so I'm just gonna lightly set my under eye with, I'm thinking, should I use Dermablend or Laura Mercier? I'm gonna use the Dermablend. The Dermablend is a bit more long lasting, so I'm just gonna use it sparingly so we don't compromise the foundation. And I'm only gonna focus on my eye right here. I'm just gonna bring it up to my lid. All right, here we go. So the under eye has been set and my face is still looking radiant. The foundation itself, but it looks better than it looked when I initially applied it. But you can see around here, my face is kind of looking a little bit wet. So I'm just going to proceed and I'm going to continue the rest of my face. I'm going to go ahead and set my contour and kind of emphasize it a bit with this Patricia Bright X Revolution face palette in a shade Dust Till Dawn. And I'm going to use the middle one right here. Actually, I'm going to mix it with the blush as well. Tap off the excess and just tap it. Just kind of set it a bit, you know, not to add too much color. Put a bit here, just a little. Flaring my nose, you know. Oh, yes. Now it looks like I've got a bit of a cold. And I'm going to grab more of the blush color. Just tap it up here. Oh, this foundation is like working really nicely with everything. Yes. Ooh, this is too much. That's how you fix it. That's fine. All right. Wow, my face is looking very radiant here. Ooh, it looks like I applied cream blush. Do you know what I mean? Can you see it? And it's still coming through. All right, let's go ahead and highlight. I'm going to use the highlighting shade here. Do I even need to highlight? Because I've got a nice glow there. I'm just going to tap it lightly here. That's it. Just a little. Just bring it up. Okay. See? Only a little bit. Only a little bit. Can't find my other brush. Let me just pick up this Morphe E22 brush. I want to do a video about brushes you need. I'm just going to use it to set this contour. I might do that soon. I'm going to bring the shade into my crease just to follow that definition from my nose area, and I apply too much, but it's okay. I'm just using it to just define the crease a little. It's not really eyeshadow technically. So I'm just going to grab a more fluffy brush, the E27 brush. I'm just picking up the Demi Blend setting powder and just tapping this on my lid. I'm going to bring it up, bring it to my inner corner just to follow that definition. All right, so here we are. Okay, so I need to set this foundation because it's still looking very radiant here, which is not bad, you know what I mean? But still, like if my, okay, so when my palm does touch it, it does leave a bit of a stain, but the foundation doesn't lift off my face, which is great. That's what we want, okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and use a translucent powder so that wouldn't alter the shade of the foundation too much or at all even. So I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent deep medium powder. I'm gonna use a dust of it. Yep, that's so much better. Just a little, just to reduce that shine, mainly around this area. All right, so here we go. Ha! So I'm gonna use the Jura Cosmetics lip pencil in a shade Night Shift. Just gonna lightly use this as a liner. I'm gonna grab, I've been using this MAC lipstick. It's because it's right here. I can use the e.l.f. one that's right there, but this is the MAC matte lipstick in the shade Nikkia Joy. Just a little. I wanna put a gloss on top, just a light gloss. I'm gonna put on mascara. This is the Maybelline The Forces Lash Lift mascara in the shade Black Wire. No, that's Marc Jacobs is Black Wire. Black is Black. Wow, my skin is looking nice. I just need to find my wig, man. You know what, for my under eye, I'm just gonna use the Morphe M506 brush, and I'm picking up the middle shade from the Patricia Bright palette and just shading this in my under eye. Just touch the mascara in my eyeball. Wow. Oh, I love that Demi Blend powder, honestly. But the foundation is looking nice. Damn, what? You babes know when I like something, you will see that I like it. But when I don't like it, honey, you're gonna see that I do not like it, because my whole face throughout the video is gonna be like, what is this? You know? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put on lashes and I will be right back. All right, lashes are on. Okay, when you're done. Oh, I'm really loving the way my face is looking so far. I did tap my face with a little bit more of a translucent powder because I felt like it needed it a little bit more around here. But that's gonna be the last time I apply translucent powder to my face today. I mean, you know, until we're done with the wear test or whatnot, or like when I need to touch up. But right now, it's looking good. It doesn't feel tacky, especially in this area, but it still feels a little bit wet back here, and I didn't set it. There's nothing on the brush, I'm just patting it down. Yeah, it still feels a little wet, but like literally whenever I touch it, the stain still comes on my hand. But I'm just gonna leave that, and because I'll be curious to see if the foundation will lift off around this area, you know, throughout the day. I'm gonna go off now because I'm actually gonna go and pick up a few things at the drugstore, and yeah, I also took I also took a video of it in daylight as well, and it looks really good, and so I really love that. But before I go, what else can I say about the foundation? It's very lightweight, it's very easy to apply with a sponge, with a brush. It actually did really well with a brush, especially this kind of powder brush. It did really well with it, so I'm really pleased about that. We're able to get it to a more of a medium coverage today, which is really nice, you know. But my face still looks like a full coverage face, you know, but it still looks really natural. But I would say it's a medium coverage because I can still see a bit of my skin around here, you know. Yeah, not bad. So let's just go ahead and do a wear test. Okay, I'm gonna come back whenever I feel like there's something to update you babes about, or if there's nothing in between, I'll just come back around 8 hours later. Okay, so right now it is currently, let me get my phone so you can see. That's too much notification. So right now it is 12:20 p.m. Okay, so I'll see you soon. All right, and we are back. Okay, the time right now is, come on, 7:08 p.m. Okay, so it's been 7 hours, almost 7 hours, and I was actually gonna come back earlier on because I already kind of had an idea about exactly how I felt about the foundation in terms of the wear test, but I decided let me just push it a little bit more, and my face has been the same for the past few hours. Okay, so speaking of the face, this is what it's looking like. I've already done a slow-mo and whatnot. Okay, so for a 7.5 hour or so wear test, it's looking good. I did do a video after I went to the shops earlier because I felt like my face was sweating a little bit underneath my mask, and it was, and I was curious to see whether or not the foundation had lifted off. And when I took off the mask, the foundation did not lift off, but when I did touch my face, my finger left a mark. But even though it left a mark, it still didn't take off the foundation, which is great. Okay, so my skin has been looking extra glowy, like even more glowy for the past few hours. As you can see around here, I've got glowiness going on, but I'm still looking pretty, you know what I mean? We found another good foundation this month, FamBam. I can't believe it. Anyway, let's go ahead and blot, okay? Because I haven't blot today. I did tap my face a couple of times with a brush like this because it was itchy and I didn't want to touch it because I didn't want it to leave a mark. Actually, it doesn't leave a mark here, but it definitely leaves a mark here when I touch it. Do you know what I mean? Can you see that a little indentation? But once you tap it in, it just kind of sets itself, so it's all good. And that area, ignore the pimple. And that area where I didn't set with a powder that I said was kind of sticky, it is still a little bit sticky, but foundation is still not lifting up. So let's go ahead and blot. Here we go. This is it, kind of blotted. Everything else is still staying on this foundation, by the way, which is really cool. But yeah, I have gone ahead and I blotted, and my face is still looking nice and tight. I like it. I like it. Should we touch up? I wasn't gonna touch up. Let's touch up. I'm gonna add the Laura Mercier translucent powder in the shade medium deep. By the way, earlier I noticed I said, because I've edited the first part, I noticed I said deep medium, or I don't know. Yeah, this foundation is the bee's knees. Okay, I love this foundation. Obviously, like, even though I was kind of sweating a little bit today as usual, it still wasn't that hot. It was only like 23 degrees. So I don't know how this foundation is gonna fare, or how long it's gonna last on my face during really hot summer days, which is coming really soon. Okay, so yeah, I'm hoping this foundation is also gonna withstand the test of time during hot summer days as well. Anyway, let's get into recommendation. Okay, I've already told you about the specs of it, like it's very lightweight, easy to blend and whatnot. I told you earlier. So in terms of the wear test, really nice. I like it. I like the way it looks. I like the way it still looks on my face almost 8 hours later. Do you know what I mean? It still looks really good, you know? Hello, you know? Now, all I was thinking about throughout today was my friend, all right? I have a friend who basically, whenever she puts foundation on, she can't help but touch her face because she always feels like she's got oil. She's of oily skin. I'm of oily combination skin. I think, did I mention earlier? I'm not sure if I did. Anyway, so throughout today, she was the person I kept thinking about, and I was like, if she were to come to me and say, should she get this foundation? The response was gonna be no, don't get it, because she always feel the need to touch her face because she's kind of paranoid is the strong word, but always kind of wary or at alert, thinking that, you know, she's produced oil, even though the foundation she used might be what's glowy, not necessarily her oil is coming through. Do you know what I mean? So if you're someone like that, who is always kind of like constantly worrying whether or not you've got oil in your face because of the glowy appearance the foundation itself already has and whatnot, I wouldn't recommend this foundation. But everyone else though, honey, I love this foundation. Normal skin, dry skin, this foundation is going to love you. It's very nice and hydrating. It's not drying at all. It's not not matte whatsoever. It's more of a dewy kind of finish kind of foundation, so it will look good and feel good on dry skin, in my opinion, and also normal skin as well. You know, y'all ain't got nothing to worry about, okay? Oily combination skin, however, like, you know, my girls, hey fam, oily combination skin gang over here, okay? I love this. All right, test it out, try it out. Make sure you set your entire face with powder, obviously not too much, especially during this period where we're wearing a mask, you know, but make sure you set your face. Don't do like I did today, okay? Because your hand is gonna keep leaving a mark on your face and whatnot, you know, but once it's set, it doesn't really leave a mark, which is really good. So for oily combination skin, you're gonna love this as well. So that's all my recommendation. And if I were to rate this foundation, which I'm gonna do right now, I'll give it a 4.8 out of 5, and the 0.2 is for me to hold on to. Okay, well, that's all from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, have you tried this foundation yet? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you're new to this channel, if you're new to me, if you haven't met me yet, if you haven't met yet, subscribe down below, turn the notification so that way you don't miss out on a single video from me. Okay, thanks for watching FamBam. And I just realized that my shirt also caught some of my food. Anyway, thanks for watching FamBam, and as always, whatever, just love yourself. And by God grace I pray, I'll see you in my very next video. Bye.